The year is 65 AD. The Roman Empire is at its peak. Wealth, power, and corruption rule the city. And in the middle of it all, one man stands against the chaos. Lucius Annaeus Seneca, philosopher, playwright, advisor to the most dangerous emperor Rome has ever seen, Nero. Seneca, the philosopher, he taught Rome about wisdom, restraint, and virtue. But in the end, he would face the ultimate test, his own death, and in that moment, everything he believed in would be put to the test. Seneca wasn't just a philosopher, he was a survivor. Born in Spain around 4 BC, he was raised in Rome and trained in Stoic philosophy. He believed that suffering was part of life and that a wise man should endure it with dignity. But despite his deep commitment to wisdom and virtue, his own life was anything but simple. Seneca became one of the richest and most powerful men in Rome, not by choice but by necessity. He was forced into politics, working closely with the Emperor Claudius. And when Claudius died, Seneca became the mentor to his successor, a 16-year-old boy named Nero. At first, Seneca tried to shape Nero into a just and wise ruler, but as Nero's power grew, so did his paranoia. By the time Nero was in full control, Seneca knew he had created a monster. Nero became increasingly violent, executing rivals, including his own mother. The once promising student had become a tyrant. Seneca tried to retire, to leave politics behind, but Nero wouldn't let him go. Then came the plot that would seal Seneca's fate. A group of senators and military officers secretly planned to assassinate Nero and restore the Roman Republic. Whether Seneca was actually involved, we don't know for sure. But when the plot was uncovered, Nero saw an opportunity to remove anyone who might threaten his rule, including his old teacher. Nero's orders were clear: Seneca must take his own life. This was the moment where everything Seneca had preached, everything about accepting fate, enduring hardship, would be tested. At first, he welcomed it. He reassured his followers, saying, "No one can have a peaceful death who has lived an immoral life." But then things started to go wrong. He tried to bleed himself out, but it was too slow. He drank poison, but it didn't work. He was in pain, suffering, struggling, everything Stoicism was supposed to help him avoid. Finally, his servants carried him to a bath. As the warm water surrounded him, his life slowly faded away. The philosopher who had written so much about how to die with dignity died in agony. So here's the question: was Seneca a hypocrite? He spent his whole life teaching people how to endure suffering, how to accept death. But when his moment came, he struggled. But maybe that's the lesson. Stoicism isn't about never feeling fear. It's about how you respond to it. Seneca's death wasn't perfect, but his philosophy still teaches us something today. We can't always control what happens, but we can control how we face it. Do you think Stoicism really works? Or is it just a nice idea that falls apart in real life? Hit like if you think Stoicism is still relevant today. Comment if you think Seneca was a hypocrite or just human. Subscribe for more deep dives into history, philosophy, and crazy stories from the past.